going into the pistol round, we've got G2 on attack. We've seen that a lot of our maps that we've been looking at tend to be quote-unquote defender-sided, even though if we did see that not be the case inside the last round.
No, this is no surprise really. McBride probably going to do his updraft dash play. Actually, no updraft available, so going to maybe slow play this a little bit, but he's got the light armor and the ghost. You see they're going to opt for a slow play this time around. Usually we would see them pop off, and actually the shorty of Xiao going to shut down Mixwell coming into this, and there you go. Artist going to push all the way onto site and find SSK. The blast back from Xiao going to go out. It's going to find Artist through the dark cover.
A lot of utility use coming into play very early here. Cage up on top of Heaven, blocking out a little bit of vision. Repositions coming through as it looks like PartyParrots are going for a full-on flank coming around backside of it. The approach that we saw G2 take onto this. So repositions now coming out very heavily as Patatek's moving up and forward. It's going to be Xiao and Artist that come up in a big way, absolutely tearing apart G2 on that approach. Big play, and you know, just work on your aim a little bit while you're going for the defuse.
Again, we're seeing G2 opt for that post-plant aggression. We've seen them do that a number of times, in particular on Split. Get the spike down, and then they tried to make an aggressive play with the paranoia, send it through screens there. Unfortunately, two of them stacked up, and they come out on top of that engagement. But PartyParrots will get the pistol round on the board, and not necessarily a huge issue for G2, but it's always nice to get the first one on attack. Because we know how, I mean, again, we've seen it previously today, how easy it is for a team to just get absolutely locked out on Split.
Just run up a massive amount of wins on the defense and make it to where it is so hard to come back through. Mid coming back to being popular yet again. It's going to be Artist trying to hold the line up. Angel taking a couple of shots back over. Manages to get away with that one. Is going to turn it back around, take down Mixwell. Push is still going to continue out, coming up from G2 on the side of this. Going to go ahead and throw down the incendiary, trying to buy a little bit more time off the position.
Oh, Angel.
Big plays coming up as Angel is just tapping everybody in the face. Now just to peek around the side of it, does manage to get a little bit of a return on it. It's going to be Artist picking up two, but in the end, SSK manages to pick it up.
Angel holding strong, farming a few eco kills there. Getting himself on the board. A little bit of a confidence boost, obviously, in round two, but again, a bit of a throwaway round from G2. You can see McBride just trying to charge down mid with that shorty, trying to get some value, but you see all three of them forced to jump up onto the box because of the incendiary placement. And Artist does well to try and recover something, but again, bit of a throwaway round for G2, but now we're going to see the buy come out and hopefully see them get something on the board here. A couple of SMGs still on the board for PartyParrots as well. So whether or not we see some early round aggression here to try and capitalize on that, we'll have to wait and see.
Question I have in my mind is, who was it that Mitch ended up picking? Did he go in G2's favor? That might be a little bit of a problem for him. Shall going ahead and throwing out the bot, seeing if maybe can get a little bit more out of it. Repositions coming back through, but it's going to be Artist making the push back over towards mid. Artist is retreating back away from that one. Got to be careful with that. Artist versus Artist, but Angel's going to get taken down by Pith on the approach. Looks like mid does pop over into G2's favor. Repositions now starting to come out from the defensive line. Coming back over towards really a shift towards spawn coming out from PartyParrots. Moving all the way back over out of B right now, giving plenty of room for G2 to work with.
I mean, this is the thing as well. As soon as they read that B split might be a possibility, they want to maintain control of Garage. And David P, he's got to be careful here. Obviously, the spy cam, and actually, he's going to spy out one player. Artist will fall. He's going to check it as well. David P actually going to shut down a huge threat in the form of Artist and Dinks inside Garage. Xiao going to walk through the sky smoke, and actually, SSK going to find two as well. And this round's all but fallen apart for G2. They don't get the spike down. It's fallen behind box on site. And now a bit of a stalemate.
I thought that double up in Garage was going to be all she wrote, and G2 were going to get this one. Looks like Xiao still trying to play around the outside of this one, inflict a little bit more wounds onto it. See if he can make some type of approach on the side. Spike finally does go down, but it looks like Xiao has a pretty good idea on where it's going to be. Slow peaks coming out, has to walk right out and forward. Does manage to get one. I'm surprised he managed to get away with that one. Now it's going to be SSK coming back up behind, doing a little bit of a setup, and it's going to be a quick defuse and another round going back over towards PartyParrots.
The flashpoint just timed so well by SSK. The entry there. Again, really good retake. I thought it had kind of fallen apart, but they still did get the spike down, so 300 credits going into the bank for G2. Not going to be a massive factor coming into this one, because I expect we'll just see a couple of pistols and maybe some light armors coming in. But again, PartyParrots holding strong, and even after a fantastic play from David P to shut down both threats in Garage, like I said, once that B split comes in, Garage becomes a huge factor. You can give up heaven control, give up sight, as long as you don't have two factors to worry about on the retake. So David P doing fantastic there.
Looks like G2 is repositioning back over towards mid, throwing out a little bit of utility as Dark Cover does fly back out to block out the Heaven approach back from B. Artist stepping back over, everybody playing back over towards the left side of this. A lot of Dark Cover coming into play, and it's just going to be a peak battle as soon as you find information who can flick the fastest. But Artist is slowly and steadily carving out more territory for G2 to make some type of approach. Looks like he's going to throw the boom bot out, see if it manages to spot anybody. Gotta run back over, but get quickly taken down as Artist is playing the other side of the wall.
And now you see the wall blocking off that entry here. Showstopper actually going to get invested, and nothing found off of it just yet. And again, actually orbital strike called in response to that. And Artist did actually see Ardis cross over there, but Angel will fall. So maybe information not getting relayed quick enough. Artist will find Pat on the way in. Blastback going to force him away from the corner on rafters, but elsewhere, David P does find Dinks. So there's still a possibility for G2 to make something work here over on B site.
Artist with a nice read on what's going on. G2 now taking over B, setting up and trying to go for the spike plant. Do manage to get it down, step away from the wall as a section of it does go down. Looks like the approach is going to be coming out from PartyParrots up towards Heaven. Good read on where the positioning is going to be coming from, as now they're starting to retreat back. But do notice that there is a reposition coming around the outside, and it's David P who does get spotted out. Good awareness coming out from Shao, so this is going to force a very quick attempt at a take. Good pickups coming through as Shao does manage to take down Pith. Shao still playing around the outside of this one. Mixwell still on site, trying to spot out one. Goes for the spray onto it, connects, but it's going to be SSK yet again, getting that clutch kill and going for the defuse.
Mixwell just trying to play a cheeky little spoiler position behind the wall there. And I mean, it nearly paid off. If he'd got the second there, he would have put it down to a 1v1 and potentially be able to clutch something out there. But good retake again. And PartyParrots put 4 rounds up unanswered right now. But 2 plants coming out for G2 has got to be a factor to consider here. They are getting the entries. It's just the post plant. And again, you know, the loadout, the economy has got to be a factor in terms of, I guess, their ability to hold down the post plant right now. But G2 absolutely making things work, even on the rounds they're not necessarily equipped to win.
Feels like PartyParrots is perfectly fine surrendering points, allowing the spike to go down, and then just executing a beautiful retake over and over. Oh, it's going to be Artist going ahead and throwing down the wall, getting a little bit more space to work with. Angel doing a peek around the side of this one. No real vision coming into play just quite yet, as there's the dance that's going around back over towards mid and back towards A, but it's going to be Dinks. Does manage to spot out one, connects with a good shot to buy a little bit more space and get a firm defense back over towards A. That means the fact that PartyParrots now going for a reposition back over towards mid. Going to go ahead and use ropes, and Artist is now sneaking back over, potentially going to pop back over. Let's see if anybody is aware of this, as it looks like a firm read already in place. Got to be very careful as they come up the ropes. It's going to spot out one, draw Artist attention, back away. Artist does manage to pick up one using that capital point, but Artist gets an exchange, quickly turned back around by Patatech, running right back over into point, trying to get back on the site. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and go for a very quick plant with this one. It's going to be SSK yet again, and crew coming back in for the retake.
And again, immediately, just look at this aggression on the post plant. They know that they've dealt with all the threats on A. They can take all this territory for free and stop PartyParrots from even coming to try and entry onto this retake. And actually going to try and opt for the save here. But you can see how far David P's already got on the hunt here. He's looking to try and break the economy as much as possible. SSK actually going to find him out of Sushi. And actually, Angels managed to wrap past them all the way through sewers. So actually, a couple of G2 members could lose their weapons here if they're not careful. Angels timed this perfectly.
It is ring around the rosy on both sides. Good pickup coming up from Angel. Now going for the reposition back over. Could have a chance to spot out another one. Not going to get line of sight, though, so that's going to be finally G2 picking up around. Like the spray, never know, might get something out of it. So helps out their economy just a touch. And let's see what we've got moving in, as a whole bunch of big boy guns are purchased by G2.
And finally, going to see Mixwell activated with the operator. Now I expect to see them kind of switch things up a little bit and try and work around that first blood, work around Mixwell being able to aggress the situation in mid and get those early round pickoffs. See if he's actually going to opt to try and hold this B garage push here. And two players stacked up here. The flashpoint probably going to come through. And actually, the X-ray just lining up perfectly, but Mixwell, no idea. The slow goes in. That might actually isolate one of these players.
Mixwell and crew retreating back over, looking like they're play back towards mid, trying to use the opening that they provided off of a strong push towards garage. Holding up on the side of it is going to be Sage. As you can see, the wall has come down now, not wanting to commit to trying to take it down just quite yet. Dinks playing back behind this one, looking back over towards rope, seeing if any position comes out. On the other side of it, it's a Cypher versus Cypher play. Mid still being a little bit of a contention point as dance is happening, coming back forth. Yeah, they both seem to have an idea. Do a little dance. Do a dance. There you go. Just throw it back and forth. Dance back with him, Dinks. Actually, he can't see what's happening because we got the eye in the sky, but full-on reposition coming out from G2. Coming back down through tunnels. Looks like it's going to be an A push coming out from the point. Mainly, I have to see how well Dinks can defend this one. Does manage to connect on a Pith. Nice flick back over onto that one. Xiao opening up the path on the other side of it, does go down, but Artist is going to take him off the point. Dinks trying to go for another defensive play off the side of it, but doesn't have a lot to work with just quite yet. Reinforcements are now coming up back behind him. You can see on spawn point, a lot of people looking back over as Angel trying to play back over towards the top. Just going to spot out one. Artist is going to provide a little bit of support, take down David. Now everybody up inside of heaven haven't really been able to make their way down just quite yet, as Artist is still continuing to hold the low ground.
Yeah, and actually, Revive going to get invested as well as the Rolling Thunder. That's actually going to deny the plant. Oh, no, it doesn't. Spike goes down, and Artist will find Dinks with the paint shell. So, 2v3 retake situation here. Artist going to find his fourth. Actually, Angel's going to shut him down. Finally shut him down. Artist just having such an impact on this round in particular. And PartyParrots will keep two alive and get the defuse on the board. Really impressive start here from the Parrots on split. But again, G2 get themselves into a spike plant situation, and the retake is just... It's so strong from the Parrots right now. They're happy to back up, like you said, give away site control, regroup, again, and just approach it in a different way.
SSK is 7-1-2 right now, and he has been a core component of every single one of their retakes. Every single time he manages to stay alive and feels like he is the engine that's just pushing PartyParrots to go after the retake, and it's successful time and time again as we are now looking at a 5-1 scoreline. Artist playing back over next to Rope, seeing if maybe he can get something out of it. Xiao's going to go ahead and throw down the boom bot, see if maybe he can get a lucky connection off of that one, but should be able to get picked up very quickly as pistols are now coming out from G2, and this is a very disadvantaged fight as they are all stacking up right on top of each other. It is a massacre off on this point, but Patatek does manage to survive through it, but the problem is he definitely does not have numbers in his favor. There is a ton of people coming up back behind him. Spray's going to come through, and Angel's going to go ahead and take this one out.
Again, I like it though. On the eco round, they just opt to try and go for this kind of Zerg attack onto Heaven and try and get something done, but it's just an absolute feasting frenzy from the Parrots. Dinks shutting down two of them, and also again, the operator gets saved as well. It's important in terms of economy. That will go back into the hands of Dinks, and G2 back on a buy round now. And I mean, at this point, need to get something rolling, Matt, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the advantage is definitely going over towards PartyParrots right now. Specifically, we're seeing a little bit of a struggle in these early fights. A lot of opening shots that are coming out, and PartyParrots are just managing to connect specifically back over towards mid yet again. It's just constantly the contest point. Wall's going to come up by a little bit more space and time, trying to take it out. Boombot just rolls right by him. See Dark Cover buying a little bit more space to work with as Mixwell has opted to play back against that wall. Meanwhile, in Garage, there's a little bit of aggression coming through, so Artist now knows he has two different points that he's trying to keep a little bit of an eye on and has to be extremely careful. Here comes the push up the side of it. It's going to be vision instantly denied. Dinks now stepping back away from this one, trying to see if he can provide some type of support.
Oh, no.
And a nice bit of utility is going to be dropped right on top of him, and it is very quickly coming back over in the favor of, I was going to say PartyParrots, but G2 managing to hold this one together off of approach. David P try to go for a play, not going to get it, and yet again, defenders PartyParrots take away with it.
I absolutely love the way Artist plays contact on Heaven there. The paranoia gets sent through. He's playing well away from that. Doesn't get any value off of that. But then after that, Artist sort of baiting them into a position where they have to fall to hell. The slow orb goes down, and then the orbital strike getting invested just cuts off that entire section of the map and forces G2 into these really weird corner spots. An absolute clinic getting put on right now by the Parrots on how to defend split.
They have a response for every single thing that G2 is trying to bring their way. They have obviously been doing their homework, got a read on how they want to play this one out, SSK prepping up just a little bit, seeing if maybe, I don't think he's going to probably release that one just quite yet. It looks like Tech is trying to find some type of approach angle to work with. Artist dancing around on ropes, has somebody right over there next to them, so it's going to stall this up for just a second as the push is now coming in from mid. G2 starting to play back over towards rope, has to be careful, but the wall does go down, and now Artist has got to be a little bit more careful with this one as he's stepping back away from it.
And a slower approach this time. I think Angel's actually going to find Pat through the wall there. The second time we've seen that wall get used in such a way. Now, Spike's still headed over towards ropes, and actually, I don't know, I was going to say Artist didn't spot David P there, but Spike will now fall outside ropes, and that's difficult for G2 to get anything going here. Pith will eventually trade that out, but now Mixwell and Pith stuck between a rock and a hard place here. I don't know if they're going to be able to get anything going. Yeah, Angel's just going to swing wide on this one. He's going to find himself 2 more. That's 3 on the round for him. Really good stuff. But again, another throwaway round for G2. They've got themselves in this economic position now where they just can't build any momentum.
Yeah, at 8-1 right now, this is going to be a very difficult situation to come back from, especially given how money just is not inside their favor. See how we see the repositions coming through as defensive line has been holding strong. This is just more and more pressure that's mounting up on G2's side as it's just round after round that is just slipping like sand through their fingers, and they just can't find a way to make anything work.
You see a heavy stack over towards A main here. Dark cover going to cover the push up outside Mayo, and Artist going to fall all the way back to heaven. But oh, actually there's a gap in the cage, and Dinks will find Pith through that. That's a big kill to stop that push up to ramp, and you can see as soon as they get the first kill, they know the push is coming out here. PartyParrots pull all the way back. Shao with a fantastic showstopper play out of heaven, but they're happy to just give up control here and then play trades, and now Angel finds Ardis, and again G2 just stopped in their tracks before they can get into the site.
Now trapped and going for a long reposition around. You can see having to go back down to try to find the spike. It's 5 players up and active versus 2. Artist has to beat what's going on. David finally manages to connect and get a kill back over for G2. Tracking Dart does connect with him, but does manage to get that one out. So let's see how the approach is coming through as a lot of defense is now shifted back over towards B. And oh no, right as soon as the res goes through, the read is on it. And again, PartyParrots just constantly respawn knowing exactly what's going on. Resurrection doesn't get any value at all. So now David P has to figure out what the hell does he do from here. His back is literally against the wall, and it looks like everybody is just starting to retreat this one out. Spike moving back over towards spawn with nothing that G2 can manage to make work.
I think probably just going to opt to keep a couple of these weapons. Mixwell got the operator. Obviously, that's a huge financial loss if they give that away. But again, just a fantastic response from PartyParrots there. As soon as they know the push is coming through, Dinks gets first blood. He doesn't have to re-challenge there. He gets back to screen, ready to kind of play that retake, but then the push through heaven gets stopped as well. And obviously the orbital strike, again, it's just textbook. We've seen that time and time again in Valorant. This is one of the easiest counters to a revive coming through late way into a round. And again, it's a fantastic setup from PartyParrots here. You can see there the crossover, and as soon as he comes back here, Shao, a little bit of showstopper antics coming out. Oh, shout out to the observers catching that in the free cam as well. But yeah, just the setup from Paris is so good there, and the way they peel back and choose the way to engage that fight was absolutely perfect. Angel and Shao gonna swing out of ramp there and find one. Paint Shell gonna go down. SSK finds a third. Oh my word, G2 again absolutely picked apart right now.
PartyParrots, stop! It's just starting to be cyberbullying at this point. 9-1, probably about to be 10-1, as G2 again having just retreat out, only one person up and alive. And look, the hunt starting to come out for PartyParrots. Can Piff manage to get something out of this one? Manage maybe to spot somebody? No, the shot goes wide, and yet another kill popping off on Angel. His Brimstone is so solid, 17-4-3, and we have seen so many orbital strikes just turn tides of what could be potential returns for G2.
Again, talked about this earlier, you know, Mixwell on his stream yesterday said he played the worst set of Valorant games he's ever played, and that was mostly on the back of their split performance. And I mean, at 1-10 after 11 rounds, that's not where we're used to seeing Mixwell. And now backs against the wall. SMG, Bulldog on the table, couple of light armors. G2 absolutely need to get this one if they want to keep their hopes alive of winning the first map of this series.
I mean, at this point, you have to wonder about the morale. Do they still have it in the tank to continue to go through? Because every single time they try to go for something, they're just spotted out. Something goes wrong. Artist was trying to hold this one out, but Artist does manage to catch back over towards it. Shao now retreats back out, as we've seen to be their common factor. Mixwell does manage to catch a shot back on, over towards Angel, so Shao relinquishes back over towards B, steps back away from it. You can see a little bit of defense still coming back over towards A. Shao steps up and forward. He's going to get taken down by Artist. Artist is doing a great job of buying some space to maybe get G2 a round inside of this one. Only sitting at 1 right now. They now have firm control back over towards Heaven and Mid, and instead of going for the plant back over towards B, it looks like they're pushing very quickly back over towards A, but guess who's there? SSK, the clutch player, coming up from PartyParrots over and over again. Is he going to be able to spot this one out? Gets a connection shot, instantly takes down the spike carrier, spins it back around, gets another one. Mixwell's going to have to retreat back over, pick up the spike, and rushing back over towards position. It is a 2v1, and all onto Dinks.
Yeah, Dinks got a huge shot. He's got to pop the trap wire, so they're going to get the information on that. Ardis has already got control of rafters here, but Mixwell all the way over in elbow. I don't think it's actually, it doesn't sound like the information has been relayed here, because they must know he's ramp, unless they thought he's already walked up towards Heaven. Spycam going to get put out. That's not going to be in a position to spot rafters though, but Ardis will fall down to hell, and Mixwell has the angle here, but oh, actually, did he spot him? I think he spotted him right there. Yep, doesn't need to challenge. Just going to play the time here. Force Dinks to jump out. And a fantastic round from G2, but a lot of that on the back of a huge performance from Ardis. It's that all-out aggression we've seen him employ time and time again. And that is a rough start for G2. And again, we talk about having mountains to climb in the second half, Matt. 10-2 is the scoreline coming into it.
I have to say, I am 100% impressed with PartyParrots right now. Angel, SSK, Artist, Dinks, Shao, these guys are stepping up. But now let's see how it happens whenever now they have to be making the attack. G2, 10-2 scoreline. They can't really drop anything. They've got a little bit of breathing room, maybe allowing one map. But if they lose this pistol round, it could be catastrophe.
Yeah, and I wonder if, I mean, they touched on it on the desk, and I mean, we saw a lot of it in the defensive side. Wonder if we're going to see this Angel Shao duo again, the entry brimstone of Angel, because he's definitely a dominant force within this lobby right now. As we see a little bit of mid presence shown, bit of utility invested, but a double stack over towards B garage, probably going to indicate we see a B push here.
It's going to be Pith playing over on the Cypher, got close range back towards garage. Almost everybody now stacking up on PartyParrots for garage at this point, slowly creeping forward. As you can see, Pith just dancing back and forth. We're going to see if he spots somebody. Good flash going to come out, try to draw attention away. Pith has to retreat away from this one, goes for the shots onto it. Artist is going to pick up 2 on the approach, but Shao's going to get 1 back. Artist makes that 3, top it off. Make it 4. Artist just putting in a ton of work before going down. Tech getting something back for his team. You can see now it's going to be Artist retreating back over here, trying to get a shot, but it's going to be G2 picking up the first round on defense.
Again, just on the back of a huge impact made by Ardis, just pulls out there. And again, a double kill off the paint shells to draw first blood. This is huge stuff. And that's a very important round to get a pistol round. And hopefully now we're going to see them string a few. I'd said it in the previous series and it didn't end up happening. But pistol round on the board, you got to think it's a good chance to string a 3 rounds together.
And by God, they need it at this point. Just look at the mess of explosions and utility that was used to start that one off. You can call it a pistol round, but it feels like it was a full-on utility round coming outside of that one. David P trying to get a little bit more aggressive on this one, as you can see. Trying to find some type of angle to work with. Be careful with that one.
And again, G2 going for that early swing out of Male Pith. Got to be careful here, because Angel is lurking. He's going to find him with the ghost, and that's a bit sloppy. Give away first blood in this save round for the Parrots, and that SMG could become a huge factor in the outcome of this round.
David P having to do a retreat back up as he sees there is just too many people on approach. Everybody now repositioning back over towards B except for one lone player. It's going to be the Omen. Does manage to throw out a little bit of cover. Shot's going to come through. Does manage to connect with one. And oh my God! G2 just line them up like ducks and just shoot them all down.
Really, really nice hold. And again, just opting to go for that eco push. All 5 sending it through mail after the wall covers off ropes here. But again, just great counter peeking there from David P and Mixwell. Absolutely shutting down that push before they even get up the stairs.
All right, momentum definitely now in G2's favor. What can they manage to find to work with? Angel, who's been a huge performer coming up for his team, playing on this Brimstone, managing to find a lot of really good plays out of it. Going to be kind of the point man looking back over towards mid right now. Firm, strong defense coming back over, although there is one player playing all the way back over towards defender spawn right now for kind of an interesting play to come through there. It looks like the G2 finally going on the move. Maybe he just needed to like sit and chat or something, look at something. Looks like he's going to be able to move back over to heaven with plenty of time to spare.
Yeah, we're going to see another push out of Sushi into mid. But again, we have David and Mixwell, which we said we always see them stack up together here inside mail. So we do have a tactical pause here, guys. So apologies for that. Maybe just an issue at the start of the round. We did see a couple of people lagging behind in spawns, but I'm sure this one going to get underway. And there we go. We're going to see round 15 get underway. And again, PartyParrots swing out with 3 in towards mid. David P's ready with the wall.
Oh, the flash, and Mixwell doesn't even care. Picks off Angel right off the get-go. Mid's going to have to be stalled off of that. So now David P going for a little bit of push around the outside of this one, getting himself a nice point to play off of if aggression does come into play. Mixwell now playing this a little bit more aggressive, looking back down, seeing if maybe he can connect with somebody else playing towards mid right now. But they are firmly leaned back around to what would be his right side, so he shouldn't be able to easily spot anybody out. The moment he looks away is the moment we see PartyParrots start their run back over towards tunnels and A, and that could be a huge detriment for G2's information gathering.
Yeah, Dink's actually just trying to bait the audio cue there, but Artist not biting. They're going to hold on to ramp here. Pat's playing close contact with the Spectre as well, and all 4 players of PartyParrots about to funnel through A main. You see Artist actually going to pop the showstopper. That could be huge, but they managed to back up just before any damage is done. Pat's going to pop out the paranoia. That's going to catch at least a couple of them. They haven't pushed in just yet.
Full-on defensive line stepping up for G2. Quick exchange back and forth between trying to get the sprays back over through all of the dark cover, but it's going to be allowing PartyParrots to start to creep their way in. They do manage to get back over towards point, but it's not going to be enough. Good shot's going to come out from David P and take him down. G2 managing to push this up to 10-5, and we said it was potentially a Herculean task, but it looks like G2 might be up to it.
Again, I love the setup there. Both SMGs holding close contact, and then David P with the Phantom playing off of that trade. It's not quite baiting, but, you know, putting the Spectres in their best possible use, playing up close. And again, I mean, Artist is unfortunate there. He popped the showstopper maybe just a little too early and gave them an opportunity to back up, but it definitely slowed the push down nonetheless.
PartyParrots have managed to make themselves good performance on their defensive line, but haven't been able to pick up too much just quite yet. David P is going to go ahead and throw out the slow orb, still doing a little bit of a stall back over towards here, but it's going to be SSK that does manage to connect with a good headshot over towards him. Now the mid fight trying to slowing down just a touch as it looks like a reposition back over towards tunnels. Going to be another A push, seeing if maybe they can find success this time around, but it's going to be PartyParrots going for a reposition back over towards heaven, trying to get a better read as it looks like he has an idea on how G2 needs to defend this one from PartyParrots' approach.
Oh, Pat is actually threading the needle on those first 2 kills. Thinks an Artist will fall. Paranoia gets sent in. He's going to find himself the third. One player's made it to hell. Shao going to get the paint shells in there, but Artist there with the cleanup. Fantastic hold from Pat there.
Big plays coming out from Artist so far. He's been a big component of the defensive line for G2 right now. We saw him have a big performance yesterday as well. So at this point, PartyParrots have shown the fact that they have the defense on lockdown, but that's just like a pixel tap right between there. They never even saw that one coming. All right. Let's see. It looks like a strong push going to be coming out from PartyParrots back over towards A.
Yeah, and again, they're set up to try and force the issue, and maybe this is a little bit of psychological warfare. They're like, yeah, they're not going to go A 3 times in a row. It's never going to happen, but you see dark cover going to go out. Pat actually going to lose his life through the dark cover. Angel finds the entry, and we know he's good for those. Mixwell with the operator. He does have the Blade Storm at his disposal should he choose to invest it here. but they are going to give site control over. Now, the important thing is G2 have got themselves into heaven, so that's going to force a lot of the Parrots down onto site. And we know how tricky it can be if you get boxed in here into a weird spot. Bladestorm does get popped, and Orbital Strike will go as well. And actually, but Bladestorm's good. He's going to find Dinks jumping all the way over there. Doesn't catch the second, but Pith will find Angel. Now the counter peak with the Operator. That's a fantastic headshot from Mixwell, and they're still looking to retake here.
PartyParrots just can't seem to find anywhere that is safe right now. Firmly leaning back against the spike. Artist is going to go ahead and get himself a little bit of cover to work with. David P has the high ground, gets the spray back over towards one. Does not manage to pick up the second. So now we are looking at a 1v1. Mixwell on the other side of it, jumping up and forward, gets spotted out. And yet again, SSK manages to clutch it up for his team whenever it matters.
I don't know if he had the angle there, but the second block of the wall had actually already been popped. And I guess that the way Mixwell read that situation, maybe the spike was walled off from elbow, but SSK just reading into that gap perfectly. And again, he gets the audio cue of the tailwind being popped. At that point, Mixwell's kind of caught with his pants down. But, I mean, really a valiant attempt from G2. Again, the updraft out of the orbital strike was definitely a highlight for me.
Oh, that tap with the snipe as well. Good play coming out from the operator there. A little bit of spray. It looks like Mixwell has already managed to find Artist as we move into this round. Going to be a nice little pickup coming out from there. Pith now has to figure out how he's going to thin this one out as he moves away from the bot and just let it go on its merry way. Looks like a little bit of a skirmish coming through as he wants to play Garage a little bit more aggressive, but is going to get punished for it. Good shot's going to be coming out from Shao. Are we going to see any repositions back away from the mid defense? And it looks like more of a reposition back over from A is going to be how G2 is going to try to opt into controlling this one. Meanwhile, while they're sending resources back and away, G2 is trying to get a little bit more defense back towards B. It looks like all sights have been set towards A for the PartyParrots.
Actually, yeah, baited out a little bit of a rotation. David P dropped all the way down from Mail onto B site. And again, we're going to see this push on towards A. So Pat in a position where he's got to hold the line once again. Doesn't find the same value through that angle. Paranoia goes through, and that's going to stop the push down ramp. Sorry, down main and back up ramp, actually. And all four members of the PartyParrots kind of locked out from site now. Showstopper invested in it. Actually will find Angel around the corner. So this round not over just yet.
Patek still playing back up from that heaven position. They have to know he is there. He's been living there for so long. Back over towards ramps seems to be the approach that PartyParrots are trying to get something out of. Starting to retreat out of that position. Maybe said this might not be the approach angle for us. Instead, looking back over towards tunnel, stepping back away from this. There's not enough time to get anything. The time's just going to tick down. And this is just going to be a surrender of a round coming out from the PartyParrots.
And again, they can afford to do this. They want to keep these three weapons maybe not in a good position financially. So I'm okay with it. Again, they've got a couple of more rounds to play with should they choose to gamble on a couple, but G2 getting closer and closer, and you got to argue that they are building momentum, which you know is a huge factor in Valorant.
So now you can see offensive line starting to get set up. Approach looking like it's favoring back over towards A from the attackers. PartyParrots in a good position right now, still sitting at that 11-7 score line, but they have been surrendering a lot of points back over towards G2. I mean, it was coming out pretty dominant. I believe we were sitting at 10-2 on the swap, but it has just been G2 picking up round after round, trying to close the gap as quick as possible. Dinks lined up, not going to spot out anybody just yet. Firm push coming out from the garage, but look at the high ground advantage as Pith is just looking down. Spots out one, does manage to connect with a shot. It is going to be returned back over from Artist, but there's still a defensive source coming out from G2 as it's going to be picked up repeatedly. G2 is just firing back down into garage, and there's nowhere to go. David P lines up two more, picks it up, and PartyParrots cannot get anything to work in that round.
No, really, really good defensive setup there. I love the cheeky little wall from David to get over outside of Cubby. Finds himself the last two kills, but again, just a solid hold there. As soon as the slow orb comes down, PartyParrots try to be the aggressors and get ahead of that utility, but Ardis and David there to hold the line. Absolutely shut down that push, and now we're in a weird spot. And assuming that there was a reason PartyParrots opted to choose saving those three weapons, I got to assume now that they're not in the greatest position in terms of money. So this could be the turning point here if G2 can string together another couple of free rounds in terms of economy. And there you go. Actually, the swing out from Garage going to find first blood. David P with the operator. We don't often see it, but it's good this time around.
All right, G2, they need to continue pushing in the work. David P getting a little bit more aggressive, but it's going to be Artist off the side that managed to pick up 2 more. Going to go ahead and throw the pink in. Not going to connect with anything as nobody's playing around that position. Dink's starting to make his way up and forward, but placed back down inside of Hell's. Already going to have information on what's going on. It is just a bounce back and forth. As back over next to point, it's just going to be a quick pickup and a flawless round coming up from G2 to make it 11-9 within touching distance of tying up this score.
Yeah, and this is when we see G2 really hit a stride we rarely see other teams get to, which is they capitalize off first blood so well. And again, Artist there with the backup in mid. David P finding that operator pick onto Artist was huge. But again, just as soon as that pick comes in, there's no more information on Garage. They swing out on mid. Artist finds 2, but David P's already repositioned to back him up there. And this momentum is rare to find in a team.
We talked about the mental state of how G2 is moving into a 10-2. At this point, we have to say that they have a rock-solid approach on every single game. Xiao's trying to hold back over here, coming up from the ramps position. Looking back over and through, trying to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, you can see that David P is making a play along the outside of this, still playing up along that heaven. Got to be careful with it, though.
Yeah, Angel's actually going to walk past into ropes. I'm not sure I'm going to have any idea of this. Again, just using the sky smoke. SSK actually ready to hold there. David P's... Oh, no, the timing is terrible for him. Angel's going to push up there and find that one. Pith now all the way over on rafters, and he's got to do something to buy some time for his teammates to rotate.
It's Incendiary out. Pith's going to step back around the corner, pick up Angel. That's a huge loss coming up from the PartyParrots right now. Pith's still trying to get more information, looking back down towards his cage. Nobody's making the approach just quite yet. Xiao's on the other side of this. It looks like it's going to be an A potential take as everybody's starting to line up their way through ropes, back that direction. But Xiao's trying to get back around onto Artist. I don't know if Artist is going to be expecting this one, as look at the positioning coming up back around from Mixwell as well. Good pickup as Xiao's going to be able to spot out Artist and take him down. Now the fast push is now starting to come out on the other side of it. Mixwell does manage to spot out SSK, but on the other side of it, it's going to be Dinks that manages to pick up Pith. Quick peek back around. Mixwell does manage to see it, but doesn't manage to connect with the shots just quite yet. It's going to be Mixwell looking up the side, does manage to take one down, but it is not going to be enough. Now it all falls onto Patatech's shoulders. Yeah,
and he's not in a position to stop the plant. And really unfortunate that Artist actually had a really good read on Xiao's rotation. So unfortunately losing out, and that 1v1 was the turning point there that gave PartyParrots the way onto site. Again, really unfortunate, but again, reacting off the neural theft absolutely perfectly. Read that rotation down to a T, and that's going to be 12-9 right now for the Parrots. And G2 with their backs up against the wall, they can't make any other mistakes. They need to force this through to overtime.
Well, they've been winning round after round, just surrendering 2 so far, and they're come up onto 7. This could be a massive blow back over towards the Parrots if they can manage to catch up on this one. David P looking back down towards positioning. Artist starting to make this a little bit more aggressive, looking out and forward. Got to be careful. Stepping back and away from this one as mid is going to be surrendered back over towards Breach, and the play that's coming through. David P just trying to get some shots. Patek does manage to connect back over towards Artist. That's going to drop us down into a 4v5. It's going to be PartyParrots spread out on different points across the map, trying to draw different attention points. But it's going to be Angel that spots out Mixwell and does manage to take him down. SSK manages to pick up one as well. With looking back over, has to be extremely careful, trying to make his way up and forward through the cage. He gets taken down as well. It's going to be Dinks trying to make something out of this one, does manage to connect onto another one, and then there was just one. David P, the last man up and alive. He has to fight everybody off, manages to pick up one inside of Dinks, moving up and forward. He's nowhere near where anything's going to be going on, but does manage to get the resurrect. The spikes all the way across the map. What can we see G2 do as they're starting to be able to get a little bit more of a defensive line up? They can manage to get their member back around. PartyParrots making the push back over towards B, and it looks like G2 is firmly aware of what's happening. Patek steps up and forward, does get taken down by Shell on the approach, has to be extremely careful as now David P is moving up towards heaven. Is he going to be able to spot them out? Going to go for the wall, trying to go for a cheeky play, but it's not going to be able to find it. There is nowhere for him to go. He's just got to run his way down. Does spot out another one.
He's got the rolling thunder though.
1v1 SSK playing around the backside of it. He's clutched this up so much, buying time and space for this. Now we're going to see reposition coming back out for it. SSK is going to have to figure out how he's going to make the approach back over, trying to just buy more time to try to get this plant off. It's just a dance back and forth. Here comes the push off to the side of it. Are we going to get a read for it? It's going to be SSK that manages to take it away. PartyParrots take the round.
Again, just an absolute master